All right, welcome in Scorpios to your September monthly reading. So this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus Scorpios out there. And I am doing a shift here. We're shifting seasons. So to have time to utilize my Halloween cards, I'm going to start using them for September so we can enjoy them in the readings. I actually didn't do it I started with Virgo, since Virgo, September is their month, but Virgo and Libra's, apologies, I did not use the Halloween cards, but I definitely will for next month. So I am going to pull a Halloween oracle, Earthly Souls and Spirits New Moon Oracle, and then use my Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. All right, so let's, before I start, so the energy for Scorpios for September, I have the Heart Chakra candle, which also references healing. So I am infusing that energy with the flame and the air and sending it out to you all to help support you through whatever is going on in your life right now. But let's discuss the monthly themes and reflections for September. So like I said, the sun is in Virgo. So the themes and reflections are going to kind of have that, those aspects of Virgo. So those themes for this month are health, organization, and service. So as usual, sit on those themes, see how they apply to your life. How are those things currently for you, like health, where you are health-wise. There is a really focus with Virgo is the sign that does kind of signify health and things health-related, like physical health. So definitely been advising people to take stock of where they're at from a health perspective and do the things required to improve, strengthen, especially as we're going into the colder seasons for the Northern Hemisphere, just strengthening our immunity and just getting our bodies to a place where, we're more in harmony. Okay. All right. And so also we're going to be shifting, so for the Northern Hemisphere, the end of September, we do shift seasons. So we do shift into fall. So I know a lot of people love fall, so they're probably excited. All right. Hopefully you had a good summer though, and enjoy it as much as you can while we have the nice weather. All right, so we have the lamp, remembrance, and I'll pull one more here. Ghost, regret. Okay, so definitely there's some nostalgia coming up in September. There is something about remembering and looking back at the past. You may look back at and have some regrets about how things went or around a certain situation or relationship. But I think I'm kind of getting, of course, I'm going to say no regrets, right? But maybe it's more about, like, if you are feeling regret, kind of dive into that. Really feel, like, what does that regret feel like? And kind of go to the root of that. Like, where is that coming from? And if it's like, oh, I feel bad, like I might have hurt someone's feelings, or maybe I should have did it a different way. Like, again, like pulling back the layers of the onion, like where do you resemble that sort of pattern? Always feeling like you didn't do something the right way, or you could have been better, maybe from your childhood. There's something there. But I feel like this is coming up for a reason, and it's for you to integrate, because you probably haven't fully kind of integrated whatever happened. So that's going to come up for you. All right, let's get a couple oracle. We had a flyer here. So authentic, focus. For some reason, I feel like I need to pull one more. Spirit. Okay. So, I'm kind of picking up on, like, there's something about really encompassing the authentic you and being your authentic self and not having regrets about it. Don't try, if someone else is trying to make you feel bad for who you are at your core, there's definitely something here about not letting that sway your authenticity here. And I think instead of focusing on the naysayers or the people that don't support you and aren't there in your best and highest good, it's like focusing on the here and now and focusing on you and focusing on things that matter, and that maybe focus on your relationships that do support you and are healthy. But I do want to read the Spirit card though, because I just want to see what it has to give you some more information about Spirit. So this card is around protection, core, and spark. So your spirit is yours to protect and nourish. Guard yourself and move closer to your innermost core, your spirit. So no one is permitted to tarnish, abuse, or take away your spirit. You are born with and given your very own unique ingredients that make you perfectly you. So if someone or something has managed to diminish or extinguish your flame, know this is a mere setback. Pamper yourself and be patient with your progress. Rejuvenate with your spirit with care and kindness. Yeah, so definitely this is about protecting your true self, protecting yourself. I do feel like there's something in the past or a person here that, you know, another thing that popped up for me is like this ghost person could be a person and they have regrets around how they went about the connection or what they did. And they may try and come back, but I feel like you need to protect yourself. And I just feel like there's something about this person isn't authentic. But I also feel like you need to be authentically you. And maybe in this connection, you didn't feel like you could be authentically you. And that they never really tried to really understand you or know the true you. Because maybe they're too self-absorbed is what I'm getting. So, I do feel like this is a time to protect yourself and nourish yourself. And just, if you do feel like this person kind of sucked a lot out of you and you're feeling really like, yeah, just sucked dry from this and you're on the other side of it, but you're still in this like healing mode. Definitely, I feel like it's time to just focus on you and focus on what you really want. Okay. So we have the King of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Star, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. And I'm going to pull this because Ace of Pentacles. So they could reach out again. They could try to come back in and just, you know, it's almost like people try and weasel their way back in through text, or, you know, it's like they're not addressing the core issue. It's like their way of you know, they have regrets, but instead of like really coming up and laying themselves out there on the table, their heart, their soul, like speaking their truth, which is interesting because we have this, the King of Wands and the Ace of Swords, but then we have this piddly Page of Swords. So there's some sort of truth that this person holds. So this, you could be dealing with a fire sign here, Aries, Leo. God, today I'm just struggling. My mind seems to be a little blocked. So we have Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, fire signs. There is some sort of either clarity or truth that comes up that does And maybe it could be their truth about what they really want. This could also be your truth of facing this person and saying your truth about what you really want and your authentic truth and like standing up for yourself. But there is something here that is going to deal with some truth being given or clarity around this connection with this person. But I don't necessarily like this Eight of Swords, because either on a positive end, it could mean that this person, just this connection has been very stuck. But my other thing here is like there's this truth, but someone here doesn't want to hear it, or they're still kind of like ignorant, or they're in denial about it. So it's like, if you feel like this ends up what kind of unfolds for you in September, like there's a person you're dealing with, you speak your truth, you clearly state what you want, and you're moving forward towards what you want, your wishes, your desires. And this person, just their reaction to this is kind of like, you know, not great. It's not what you want to hear, or they're just kind of like, it goes in one ear out the other. I would definitely say, because to me, with the Four of Pentacles too, like someone's very blocked and holding back. This could also be that you're stuck and like you keep holding on to this connection for some reason. And it's like, but there's something new coming in for you in September. And I feel like it's so much better. And if you have like, if you've been holding on to something out of fear or just comfort or like security, I think it's time that it's time to kind of cut the cord here. Let's get some more. So we have the Page of Pentacles, another page, the Strength card, and the Four of Wands. So there is overcoming a situation where you had to learn a lesson, and I feel like it wasn't easy, but I feel like you are going to learn the lesson, and the Strength card coming out is like it's going to give you more courage and confidence. And you are going to overcome something in regards to a relationship, some sort of living situation, or just building something stronger for yourself now and building what you want. Nine of Cups. Yeah, you're getting something you want now. You've learned the lesson. So now I feel like there's a reward here. And the reward is something that you've really wanted. Nine of Swords and then Ten of Cups. So it's like you're kind of overcoming some situation here. But I feel like in the midst of you having the strength to overcome this, I do feel like you have a lot of anxiety and fear around this. And there's also fear about like, am I ever going to really get my Ten of Cups? Am I ever going to find the right person? Am I ever going to find fulfillment and connection in my life? Especially, yeah, around relationships or like just loving where I live, just loving my life is kind of what I feel. But I feel like what you don't see is you are going to get something you want out of this. But it's like you're fearing that you're not going to get it. So these three just flew out, so I'm going to take them. We have the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. So you have two tens here. So definitely there's this completion of a situation, a completion of challenges, or this could be patterns, right? A completion of certain patterns. And maybe you feel like the anxiety and fears around, God, I've spent the last 20 years stuck in the same pattern, like manifesting the same relationships, dealing with the same BS. But this is over with the 10-10 here. There's definitely something over. So I feel like you've ended a whole huge kind of, it's almost like a whole book or chapter of your life. Not even a chapter, but it's like a whole book. Like you could look back at your entire life up till now and be like, whoa, I could write a book. And it's almost like that book was kind of the same conflicts, the same issues, and it kind of just ended with like a to be continued. I feel like you're at a to be continued in your life right now. But the to be continued, I feel what's coming is something really great for you. Yeah, a major to be continued, because it's almost like there's this ending and you're like, now what? There could be some anxiety about, really, am I ever going to get, it's totally around, am I ever going to actually, you know, get what I want? Am I ever going to get my dream of something that I've always wanted? And because there's a lot of cups here in the main reading here, we have the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. And with the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups flanking the Nine of Swords, definitely there's worry about getting what you end up getting what you want. But I do feel like what this is kind of saying is potentially there was something that you thought was going to be it, and it really ended, which is causing a lot of confusion for you. And like, you know, you really might have held on to something like this was, you were hoping this was going to be it, and it ended, and now it's kind of like, but I do feel like underneath here with the what's going on unconsciously or energetically, there is the Ace of Pentacles. So there is some new beginning here that is coming, and it's going to present itself. You have the Star, like I said, the Star, the Ten of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. So something's going to come in, and it's going to be actually the real thing. It's going to be the real thing, and it's not going to be like a distortion or like a karmic situation. This is actually going to be legitimate this time. So I think you just have to kind of surrender at this point. Make sure you're approaching things very authentically moving forward. I get this message of being discerning and authentic, like really putting yourself out there in the sense of you need to fully put out who you are, what you want, what your desires are, what your values are. And it's like the right person is going to want all of that and align with all of that. No more kind of you know, just giving in to what other people want, or giving into relationships and fully like, kind of it's almost like relationships where the focus was always the other person and their needs and their desires and their issues. And it's like your needs and desires always went to the wayside. But this time, like I said, this is a change. You know, the Oracle does talk about regret. I do feel like there's regret on both sides to this. So if you're dealing with a situation with a person that ended, I do feel like they have a lot of regret, but that was a lesson that they had to learn the hard way. And I feel like you also have regret, but your regret is more around like looking back. I do feel like you have a different perspective now, and I feel like your regret is around, how did I let myself get like so pulled into this for so long? And why did I hold on to this for so long? And why I didn't see, I was really blinded to a lot of things, but now things are becoming a lot clearer for you. But I definitely felt like you held on to this for a long time. And, you know, it is what it is. Things unfolded as it did. You made the choices you did, and it was all, you can say, meant to be. And at this point, it's moving forward. Now you have a new perspective. You learned a lot. Now you're going to make choices that are aligned with what's fulfilling for you, relationships that are going to fill your cup, really focusing on your needs and desires, and not so much always hyper focused on filling other people. I'm just going to get a clarifier here for the Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands. With those two together, I mean, this is like a big ending. This isn't just like, oh, something kind of, you know, ended. This is like a pretty big ending. Yeah, something that was really challenging. It really put you through the ringer here. I do feel like there's a lot of anger. And someone could have got really angry and ended this. Like, that's how it ended, by someone, maybe it was impulsive. Maybe just your anger got too much and you just finally were like, enough is enough. That's kind of the energy here. Four of Swords. Yeah, you're just like, some of you could really be like cutting someone off hardcore, like no talking. You're done with this person and it's time to heal. It's time to heal. What's the Ten of Cups, Four of Wands about? The High Priestess, Queen of Swords. Yeah, I mean, you just know. Like, it's kind of like, you know, I always tell people, don't try and force a decision. Don't try and force, like, a new path if you're not ready, if you don't feel it in your soul. So, like, ending a relationship, like, sometimes it happens impulsively and you weren't ready. Maybe it's just, again, you've stayed because it hasn't felt like you're ready to leave. But with the High Priestess here, you're ready. And the Queen of Swords with the High Priestess, I mean, that is huge clarity. That's like, I know what I want. I know what I don't want. And now you can move forward in a way of like, now I know what's right for me. And I know the direction of my life. And like it's almost like your inner and your outer are coming together. Your mental body and your spiritual body are aligned. And it's like this knowingness of what you really want now. And that's what's coming here. So what's the Ace of Pentacles? I'm actually going to grab a different deck for this. Let's see. What's the Ace of Pentacles about? King of Cups. Yeah, you know, this could be new love. Definitely someone new coming in. Someone who is... There's a lot of love here. And they have a lot of emotional support and emotional availability and love to give. Like, there's not going to be any issues with them filling your cup. Yeah, look at this. This is like the one. So if this is around a relationship that's ending for you, that you were in a long time, and it's again this like this new kind of weird space of like, whoa, like who am I now? What's next? You know, this unknown space. And if this person you thought was the one for a long time, or really thought this was it, and it kind of ended up not being, I do feel like this person coming in is going to be the one with the Star and the King of Cups. Like, this is kind of your wish. This is what you've been asking for, wishing on a star for your whole life, and it's finally coming in. You know, it is really leaning towards a love reading, but, you know, again, if love doesn't resonate for you, as far as like maybe you're in a marriage and it's fine and you're happy, potentially here there's some sort of offer from somebody coming in that's going to really guide you towards something that is really like a wish fulfilled for you. This could be anything from work to like a new house, a new living situation, something that you really wanted to do. This could be an offer from a spouse or something as well that's like, hey, like, I've known you wanted to do this all your life. I know this is a dream. Let's do it. Okay. But, because again, there's a shift in your life from something challenging, from a long period of time of challenges, of you carrying a lot of baggage and weight, of feeling beat up, just like tired and over it, to like moving into a new period of your life that's lighter, that's more fulfilling, that's focused more on emotional fulfillment for you. There's really this shift from other people to yourself. So I love this reading for you Scorpios out there for September. All right, Scorpios, thanks for joining in. I hope this helped you. And what do I got to say? I'm kind of having a block here. Yeah, just tune in to the weekly readings to just see how, you know, September unfolds in general. But yeah, do you Scorpios, do what's right for you. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.